Have you ever felt like there's a vivid fire burning inside of you, yearning to break free and illuminate your life? That, my friend, is your vibrant life waiting to bloom. Welcome to the Vibrant Life Podcast. We are here to empower women just like you to liberate that vibrant life, to live authentically, and to harness the power within.
Our journey will take us through the enlightening realms of energy healing, goal setting, spiritual awakening, and so much more. We're stepping into the light of self-acceptance, of owning our power and potential.
If you have been yearning to dive headfirst into the world of entrepreneurship or awaken your spirituality or simply make peace with yourself, your search ends here at the Vibrant Life Podcast. As we embark on this enlightening journey together, we promise to hold your hand through every step of your journey to a more vibrant life.
Your adventure to true empowerment and authentic living begins here. Tap into the vibrant life you've always dreamed of. Subscribe now and join us at the Vibrant Life Podcast. Embrace your vibrant self. Until then, shine on.
Shine on.
Hi, welcome to the Vibrant Life Podcast. I am one of your hosts, Cassie.
I'm Audrey.
And we are so glad you're here today. When you're listening to this, it is October. This year has flown by. And so we thought we'd talk about holiday planning, which might sound like it's a little bit early, but we know it's not really.
It's really not in the grand scheme of things. But when you said that's what we were talking about today, I was like, oh my God, I don't know if I'm ready for this.
Right. And then we never are. And then it
So
blows
Cassie's a planner.
I am a planner, and I started preparing for the holidays like this in 2019.
Okay.
And it really changed the way that I approach the holidays. So I wanted to share that with you guys. And it's helped me have a much more relaxing holiday, a much more intentional holiday, and I think a much more meaningful holiday.
I love that. I think in the past, I think 2020 kind of was the reset for everybody as far as like, ew, what do I really want my life to look like? So I think I've gotten better, but I'm looking through Cassie's holiday planning guide here, and I'm like, I'm actually going to use this year, and I think I'm going to like be more intentional moving forward and planning things out, so that way when the time comes, we're just ready to just chill and enjoy our family.
Yes. So my first few holidays of being a parent were unconventional, but my daughter also has a holiday time birthday, and so it was just chaos. And then in 2019, I was like, there's got to be a better way.
Yeah.
And so I started doing this. And then in 2020, along with you, it was like, okay, everything looks completely different and it needs to be planned out. But between, families, and for us, it's, I'm one of 5. So there's a lot of in-laws and things to coordinate, but then also there's me and my ex and our families wanting to do things for the holidays. Jem's got her birthday. This year, 6 of her friends also have birthdays within that 6-week time. So it was just like, okay, those weekends fill up very, very quickly, especially when you only have every other weekend to do things. And so, there was like events that I wanted to do. And in the past, like I would always miss them because I was like, I didn't know when they were. Like I'd think about it and be like, oh, it was last weekend. Shoot.
Yeah, fair enough.
And so, so I created this holiday planner, and it's been going out. In the past, like 3,000 or 4,000 people have downloaded it, and it's always gotten good positive feedback. So I hope you enjoy it as well. It's been well tested. I've edited it every year. It's updated, so it's effective.
Yeah, I love that.
So we thought we'd spend the month of October helping you and ourselves just get ready for it, so that you have like a good plan going in, and you're not this like crazy mom trying to create holiday magic and burning yourself out.
Yeah, I think that's just it.
Yeah.
Is the burnout rate, I think, is really high with the holidays. Just trying to get everything in, and that's just it. You're the magic creator.
Right.
So,
on TikTok last year, there was like this huge trend of like the moms that don't get their stockings filled.
Oh.
And it's like, that's so sad. Also, I'm a single mom, so I don't get my
my stocking. Well,
but I'm the stocking stuffer for my whole family. So I actually pick out what goes in my stocking, like and then my mom will put it in there for me. So my stocking is filled.
My mother-in-law does fill me a stocking every year, and that's it. It's the magic.
It's the magic that you want to create, but being intentional about that, and just the logistics of the holidays as a mom or a woman are different. happen for other people.
Well, that's just it. I think going into it with a more intentional mind, then you're setting yourself up to be able to enjoy some of that magic instead of just being like, great, I vomited magic everywhere. Everyone is happy, and now I'm exhausted.
Right. Now I need a week off from everyone. No one talked to me. No one look at me. No one touched me.
Yeah. I think this is extra exciting for me this year because I have been at my new job for like a couple of years now, and I have enough PTO that I took 2.5 weeks off at Christmas.
That's exciting.
Isn't that exciting? So I'm going to take the entire winter break with the kids. In fact, I think I might have an extra day or two after the kids go into school.
Absolutely. As you should.
Yeah.
As you should.
Yeah.
Because like we said, burnout.
Yeah, so that's just it. So
holidays.
I think I'm all, now that you're talking about this, at first I was like, I don't know if I can get into this. And now I'm like, ooh, okay, I'm thinking about this time off I've got coming up. How do I make the time leading up to that? Like, how do I want to set that all up so that way we can do all the fun things we want to do? I want to do all the girl get-togethers. I want to bake all the fun cookies. I want to, like, you know, do fun magical things with the kids. We're doing Elf on the Shelf. We've been doing that since, you know, I was home on maternity leave. And I thought, wow, wouldn't this be fun for the 2-year-old to have, you know, Elf on the Shelf come? And then here I am, you know, 9 years later, and I'm like, oh boy, it's time for the Elf on the Shelf to come back.
We do not. We do not have an elf visit our house. Luckily, her dad wanted to claim that one.
Oh,
and so
fabulous.
I was like,
It goes to your dad's house.
Yes.
Yeah, I think that's okay.
And I feel like that's a doable amount of time because it's like, okay, it comes in like December, right? So he maybe has her like 4 days. So I'm like, that's a doable amount of elfing.
Okay. Well, there's another kid there now, though, right?
I don't know how that works, but that's not my problem. Not my circus, not my monkeys.
Fair enough. Yes. How do you get prepared for all those fun things?
Yes. Okay. And not have it be crazy. So
I love that.
Today we're talking about setting your intentions. So really honing in on how do you want the holidays to feel? Because there were years where I just wanted to feel peaceful. Yeah. And then there were years I wanted it to feel magical. Yeah. And then there were years where I wanted it to feel exciting. And so just taking that and checking in with yourself is going to start crafting your calendar for the next few months. Yeah. Like if you have decided now that you want your holidays to feel really peaceful, you know that you probably need to say no to some of those holiday invites that come. And that's okay. Yes. And so starting to kind of lay that groundwork now of being like, hey, we're having a really chill holiday season, you know, or expressing like, I'm not up to this. So for example, Gemma's first Christmas, she had just turned 1. My divorce was finalized. And I was like, you guys, I am exhausted from the last year. Like I do not have it in me to do things. I am normally the holiday magicer. And so it's like, look, the magic is depleted. Like, it's not here. Yeah. And so I thinking through this, I was able to express that to my family. And I was like, I just kind of want to go like somewhere warm. Like I don't want all of the holiday hoopla. I don't want to feel like family and whatever. Like my family had just fallen apart. Like I don't want that. And so my aunt offered her Airbnb or her timeshare, and the warmest place we could go was Vegas. And so Gemma's her first real Christmas, she was 2 weeks old the first Christmas, but she slept through that. So like her Christmas when she was 1, it was me and my 1-year-old, my mother, and my 2 youngest siblings who were like, T was still in high school, so he was like 17, and then so Anna would have been like 19. So like no one but we went and did Vegas, and it was honestly such a great holiday. We went to Target and got one of these like crazy tinsel trees, and we had that like in our little condo, and we slept in until 5. Like we didn't leave the house before 5 the whole weekend. We went to shows. I took Gemma to the Blue Man Group. Okay. And she loved it so much. She was jumping so much on my lap that I actually sprained my wrist. So,
oh my gosh.
So that was fun.
Oh my gosh.
But it's still some of my favorite holiday memories because it was exactly what I intended it to be, of like relaxing
Yeah.
and not super holiday-y, but still fun. So knowing how I wanted my holiday to go, and I was able to express that.
Yes.
And just be like, look, I'm protecting my peace this year. This is what I'm
Yes.
going to do. It's not the traditional holiday, but it was exactly what I needed. And
Yeah.
people rallied around that.
I love that.
So that
You
was
set,
fun.
You set some boundaries, and that was
Yes.
probably one of your earlier experiences
It was.
with boundaries.
It was.
Some of my earlier experiences with boundaries around the holiday were also like when the kids were really little, and being like, you know what? Like for a while there, we tried to do Christmas morning at every other in-law's
Oh,
house. We would
yeah.
trade back and forth. And then once they got just a little bit bigger, I was like, I want to be at home, my home, every Christmas morning with my kids so they can experience that there. Like I'm okay with doing things after that.
Yeah.
But initially I want like just that moment with just us in the morning. So I set that boundary. We also had where we would exchange lists, you know, around Thanksgiving time, and you would just buy off other people's lists. And I'm all for giving gifts and enjoying family time. It was so stressful because you're like,
yeah.
I'm going to buy this for so-and-so and this for so-and-so. It's things they're old enough to buy for themselves.
Right.
And it totally takes the magic out of it. So then eventually I was like, if you'd like to get me a gift, or if I'd like to get you a gift, like we finally went totally optional. So like
nice.
last year, I think I made like a homemade body butter, and I gave that. This year I have an idea. I'm not going to share it.
Right.
Actually,
You can't
I've
spoil it.
already done it. I've already made it. It has to sit for 6 months before I can give it.
Oh my God.
Cassie, you'll be receiving one too.
Ooh, I'm excited. I love presents.
But it makes it to set that boundary on like these expectations we've set for ourselves were so high. It was so hard to obtain, and it ruined Christmas for
Your
me.
Christmas was stressful
Yeah.
and expensive.
And expensive.
Instead of
Yeah.
enjoyable.
Yeah.
Yes. In our family, we do, for Christmas exchange, we do a Secret Santa. So you draw one
Yeah.
person's name. There's actually a website that you can use. So everyone logs in and like see who they got.
Oh,
And then we like cap it at like $50 or something. And then of course everyone gets presents for Gemma, and I'm sure we'll get presents for Oli too.
yeah.
But like the kids get more presents, but
Yes.
the adults, it's like one gift. And then to make it more magic and special, we go around and everyone like opens it one at a time.
Yes.
So everyone's watching.
Yes.
Which was
We do that
a
too.
culture shift, because my ex's family, everyone just opened everything all at the same time, and I was super overwhelmed by that.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, I don't know what anyone got. It was very
Yeah.
sad to me.
That
Because
is
we've
kinda
done that
sad.
ever since I grew up. It was like,
Yeah.
you know, each kid went in a turn, and you oohed and awed, and
Yeah. That's how we do it.
okay, good.
We do it both with my family and my in-laws family.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I'm curious to know what your
Yes.
guys' traditions
What do you
are.
guys do?
Yeah, share that with us. We're curious.
Okay, so the beginning. Oh, I was gonna grab this planner. Okay, so this is your holiday planner. Go print it out. It's your podcast pal for the month of October.
It is seriously amazing. She's got everything figured out here.
So this week we're really focusing on these first couple pages. So this is asking yourself questions of like, how are you feeling about this holiday season? What are 3 words you want to embody this holiday season?
I love it. So you're manifesting,
You're
you're setting your
manifesting it.
intentions for the holiday. I love it.
And then
Great.
what are you looking forward to most this season?
Yeah.
And then this is one that always gets me thinking, what are 3 things you don't want to do this year?
Ooh, I like it.
Yeah.
So you're being intentional with your boundaries, like right up front on what it is that you
Right. Like
don't want.
what are some things I don't want? What are things I want to? So like for you, it was like, oh, I don't want to, blow my budget, or I don't want my holidays to be stressful, or I don't want to go to that, party again. Like just some things.
that one thing that we
reflect.
decided to do. I was like, not again.
Not again.
Fair
and
enough.
then who do you most want to see this holiday season?
Oh,
And when I'm talking holiday, this actually starts in October, and then it gives you a calendar all the way through January, because
starting with Halloween.
it's a holiday season.
Yeah.
There's a lot of magic we got to create between now and then.
There is.
And then we go into, is there a new tradition you'd like to start this year?
Ooh.
So for me, Jem and I have kind of started talking about this. We want to do she does family costumes with her dad, which makes me die a little bit inside. But I was like, well, we could do that here.
What kind of costume? Oh, for Halloween?
For Halloween.
Oh.
They do a whole family thing. And
We do that too.
I would just I hope that when she's older, she will look back and see how cool I was about that. Because every time she's like, can you help me brainstorm this? And I'm like, yes, I would love to. Let me do that for you.
What are you doing for Halloween? Because we're doing blow-up costumes this year, so I think you and Gemma should join us.
I might have to. We did blow-up costumes one year. I was thinking I might do like onesies because those are comfortable.
So my brother has one, and it's like a bear, but it's like a really old bear. So we just call him Pedo Bear when he wears it, because we're like, he looks like a creepy pedophile. Like,
oh no,
like
that's not
around
a vibe.
the kids. You're like, what the hell is happening? And he like looks like some furry, like walking around trick or treating. But it's like funny because he's comfortable and he's warm. But then it's just like an old costume. He's worn it too many times, I think. I don't know if that needs to stay on or not. I also have a cow suit that zips all the way up. It's like jammies.
See, that's kind of what I was thinking. I was like, maybe we do a jammy thing, and maybe we get some friends to go in on our
It's especially fun.
thing.
I have udders. I wore it when I was pregnant, so it's extra fun then. I don't know, because my bump like pushed the udders out. My sister got it for me.
So here's one. What events do you want to attend with family this year? So that's kind of the next one. So thinking about, I mean, beyond just your like holiday get-togethers, are there other events that you need to be coordinating, making sure you're getting on the calendar?
Yeah.
So some things that we do is we go to the Festival of Trees here in Des Moines, which is a fundraiser. It's put on by the Children's Hospital.
Yeah.
And so we've been doing that for a couple of years, but it's like right after Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
And so I wanted to go all the time, and then I was like, oh, it's already over.
Yeah.
So we started that as a tradition a couple of years ago with my sister and brother-in-law. And so Gemma is at Thanksgiving with her dad, and so then we get her back and we go do that, and that just needs to be planned around because that's around Thanksgiving and things. We also like to go and do holiday light looking.
Yes.
So setting up sometimes with that.
Yeah. Last year we did it after Christmas, and it was, I think it was better to do it the week between Christmas and New Year's, because I think people were like, okay, the holidays are done with, shut your lights off. And that's when we went, though, because like Ashby, have you ever seen the Ashby neighborhood in Beaverdale? Mm-hmm. They have like, I don't know, like 10 blocks that all get together and they coordinate lights.
Yes.
It's so fun.
It's so pretty. I
so
love
pretty.
That.
Yeah.
We love looking at lights. Absolutely.
Yep.
And then how can we help others this year? So looking at your financial situation, your emotional bandwidth, how do you want to help?
Yeah.
Because that can look a lot different. So just setting that out there.
To plan it out ahead of time. I really like that because it's a lot easier to be intentional about that doing.
Yes. Yeah. So just thinking through some of those. So
I got a plug for that one. Every Step in Des Moines does Amanda the Panda does the plug's not very good if I can't remember what it's called. But there's like a holiday giving that we do every year. And so to families that have lost somebody, so then they get this gift there's like all these separate wrapped items in with like a little saying about like their missed loved one. And so it's just a kind of time to kind of come together and create that. So I do that every year through my employer, but I think they have like fundraisers and stuff for that too. I should include that somewhere.
Yeah, you should.
Yeah.
Yeah. So just thinking about what boundaries do you want to set? How do you want to feel? How do you want to participate in the holidays? And then that's something that like you can sit down and do together too with this. Like I've heard back from people, they'll sit down with their whole family and talk about traditions. And I did that actually with my extended family in 2020. We went through this and it was like, okay, the holidays are obviously different. And we came up with our holiday week extravaganza for 2020.
Oh, yes.
Where we did like one day each holiday after everyone quarantined.
Yeah.
And it was a big thing, but it was about how do we want to feel? What's important to us in this holiday? And it was like food and family. Like we wanted good food and we wanted, and so that's like, okay, so other things weren't that important to us, but what are the traditions that your kids really love? And it's just kind of a talking point. So you can sit down and think about it for yourself, but then also have a conversation with your family. And I think it could bring up some really cool things because we started talking about traditions through all of this.
Yeah.
Through me filling this out. And even like, it was a good chance for like my brothers-in-laws to be like, hey, this was our family tradition. Like, could we incorporate that? Or, you know, because it's just like you're crafting this as either your immediate family or your extended family.
Yeah.
And for yourself.
I like that. With that idea, I think about the kids. Like my kids are getting a little bit bigger where they can really like get into things. So maybe there's something that they want to add or take away. Maybe there's something we do that they don't like. It would open the doors to talking about that, which I like.
Yes. And like going back to like when I was in high school and stuff, and like with your kids getting older, like with finals, I remember just being exhausted going up to that. And it was like, oh, I want to be fun and stuff. Like, and I want to do all this family stuff, but like I'm studying for finals. So just checking in. It's a good check-in point for all your things. So making sure that you're setting an intention for this holiday season starting in October. So you're ahead of the game and we don't need to be rushed.
Yeah.
And then next week we will talk about some more planning.
I love that.
Okay.
Good
so
job.
join us next week.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you for tuning into the Vibrant Life podcast. We hope today's episode has energized and inspired you to live your best life. If you enjoyed what you heard, be sure to subscribe to our podcast on your favorite platform so as to never miss an episode. And please take a moment to leave us a review. Your feedback fuels our mission to bring you more valuable content. Remember, your journey to Vibrant Life is ongoing. Stay connected with us on social media at Vibrant Life Society for daily tips, motivation, and community support. As we wrap up today's conversation, we encourage you to embrace each moment, pursue your passions, and prioritize your well-being. Together, let's create a life that radiates with energy and purpose. Until next time, live vibrantly. See you in our next episode.